Hi, I'm Gary Watson, and welcome to Turnabout Counseling. This is the counseling office where we work, and in fact, this is the couch you would be sitting on if you were doing counseling with me. And if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for a therapist and trying to find someone who's a good fit for you. So let me take a couple of minutes and tell you who I work with and how I work, and I'll let you decide for yourself. So first of all, I work with a wide range of people, kids, teenagers, couples, and individuals. I used to be a school social worker, so I still enjoy working with teenagers and parents and school-related problems or social problems for the teenagers. And I also do a lot of couples counseling. I help couples get their relationship back on track. And sometimes it's because something major happened, like an affair, and sometimes it's something like the relationship just got stale after several years of marriage and you're trying to give your relationship a tune up. So I can do both of those things. I'm a solution focused therapist, and what that means is I'm not very focused on the problem itself or how it got started, and especially who started it. I focus on basically from where you are right now, where do you want things to be, and what things need to change so that you can say the problem is fixed. And that works especially well when you're working with teenagers and when you're working in couples, because teenagers have already been told several times over all the things that they're doing wrong. And if we focus on that in counseling, they tend to tune out. So we focus on what positive changes they want to make. And most times teenagers actually agree with their parents as far as, what they'd like for themselves. Success in school, success socially, to be responsible, things like that. And the same thing with couples. In couples work, you really don't want to focus on the problem and who started it, things like that, because whoever feels like they have the finger pointed at them is going to check out. So instead, it works best if we focus on what positive changes do you want to make to the relationship so that you can say that your relationship is better than it was and things are fixed. So to do that, I ask a lot of questions about that, and I work to help you get a very detailed, rich picture of what changes you're trying to make, so it makes it that much easier to get there. So I ask questions to get those details. One of the first questions I'll ask you is, so what are your best hopes for talking to a counselor? And by answering that question and similar questions, we're going to get that very detailed, what we call preferred future or detailed picture of where you're trying to go. The reason we focus on that at the beginning is because we know that people who know what they want from counseling get better results from counseling. So I need to help you figure out what exactly you want. The other thing we do quite a bit is focus on exceptions. And exceptions are those things that you're doing when you're not doing the problem. So, for example, if your teenage son is struggling with school, he might be doing better in one class than all the others. And so we can talk about what's going on differently in that class so that he's successful and how can he do more of that with his other classes. Same thing with couples counseling. If you're having trouble arguing, things like that, or you're getting into too many arguments, there are probably times when the argument wasn't so bad and you still got the resolution, or there's times when an argument could have happened but didn't because you guys did something differently. So we'll focus on that and pull those things out, pull those solution ideas out, and figure out how do you do that more often. And the thing that I like about solution-focused counseling is that I'm going to give you ideas or suggestions, things to try, things to pay attention to at the end of each session, but they're all based on things you've already had some success with or at least thought about doing. And when we do that, you're much more likely to try those ideas because they're kind of familiar to you. There's just that familiarity. And if I try to give you an idea that comes from some psychology textbook or something that worked for one couple but is kind of foreign to you, you're probably not going to try it just because it'll feel too awkward. So when we give those suggestions, it's always based on something you've already tried, had a little success with. Maybe we tweak it just a little bit, but it's going to be something small and doable. And that's the other thing. We try to suggest small changes first. If you try to do too much too soon, it usually gets overwhelming and you sort of give up and just don't try. And then you get frustrated because you're not feeling successful. So we'll start with small things, doable things, and work up from there. But those small changes add up to big changes. So if this sounds like a good approach for you, feel free to look at the rest of the website. Send me an email or call me if you have any questions about how I can be helpful for your specific situation. Or if you want, you can just call or email and we'll set up the first appointment. So I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.